All right. Okay, so I apologize for the delay. We had to wait until we had 4 board members so we could legally start the meeting. So at this time, it is now 6:20, and I am going to call the meeting of the Sanborn Regional School Board to order. And as soon as the kiddos get back from the gym, we are going to have them do the pledge to start so that we can get started.
Turn up the cute.
Oh, I hear her. I hear them.
You good?
Like the little ducklings.
It is a little bit, yeah.
So cute.
Jack, cack, black.
Oh, the flag's over there.
Flags. Oh.
Yeah. All right.
We're gonna face the flag. Ready? I
Do we?
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Doesn't get much better. Doesn't get better than that. Love that.
Guys, turn around.
Fantastic job. Thank you so much.
All right. Good evening. My name is Andrea Lancy. I have the honor and privilege of being the principal of Bakey Elementary School, and I'm here with Sue Bazeski, my assistant principal tonight. And we want to thank all the family and friends that have come out to support our kindergartners this evening. And we want to thank you for the opportunity to share some of the wonderful things happening at our Bakey School community. We often hear the phrase, all I really need to know, I learned in kindergarten. While the rigor of our learning has certainly increased over the years, the heart of that statement still rings true. Kindergarten continues to be a place where foundational skills, curiosity, and a love of learning take root. Tonight, I'm proud to introduce Amy Hammer, Beth Paul, and Jen Manning, who represent 3 of our 5 kindergarten teachers, a dedicated group of educators who work collaboratively every single day to support our youngest learners and build a strong foundation for their success. Our presentation will highlight some of the good news from across the school, beginning with a look into 2 CKLA units, one on plants and one on stories. You'll see how our students are engaging in rich, thoughtful instruction that nurtures early literacy and deepens their understanding of the world around them. We're also excited to showcase the work of our art teacher, Christina Courier, who will be sharing examples of kindergarten art that beautifully reflect creativity, skill development, and joyful expression. This team together embodies what makes our school special: collaboration, passion, and a deep commitment to student growth. I'm honored to welcome them this evening as they share the incredible learning taking place in our classrooms.
So I'm going to can we have the next slide? Oh, the next one. These are just a few highlights from the CKLA unit that was on stories. So our kindergarten, I'm just going to read it because I've been talking all day. Our kindergarten students had an amazing time becoming storytellers, artists, and performers. Using paper bags, they created adorable puppets of favorite storybook characters like Goldilocks, the 3 Billy Goats Gruff, and Chicken Little. Students have been learning about character setting, plot, and this project gave them a fun way to put that knowledge into action. They practiced retelling their stories in order, using the words first, next, and finally to make sure their puppet shows made perfect sense. Most importantly, our kindergartners showed wonderful cooperation, one of our care skills. They worked together beautifully, sharing ideas, helping one another, and cheering for their friends. It was such a joy to watch their creativity and teamwork shine as they brought these character tales to life. I was sharing actually at the PLC today when we were reflecting on some of our work that we have this is a culminating activity that comes at the end of all the learning. So in each unit, the program is designed to have a culminating day where the students will take what they've learned, use it in a fun and engaging way. And the puppet shows was the way for stories. But Mrs. Carroll, who couldn't be here tonight, Amy Carroll, I sat with her and I was discussing with her about how I would envision this going, right? I said, Amy, I just see them, making the setting and standing up there with the puppets. I literally came in the next morning and Amy had made a file basically and took my vision and put it into work. It was just amazing. And you'll see when the kids do the work. So that's just proof of the work that happens here at Sanborn. And it was exciting to see our kids bring it to life too. So if you are presenting about stories, can you come stand up over here? Oh no, is it not? Oh, good. Okay, over here. Zoe, will you come over here? And let's make a line. So Mrs. Carroll, like I said, wasn't able to be here tonight, but this is actually a video of her class doing the Three Little Pigs. So in the next slide, you're going to see this group right here. Do you want to say what your names are? Who are you? And what is your real name? And what is your name? Chicken Little. And what is your name? Zoe. And what's your name? And what's your real name? And what's your name? And what is your real name? And you are? And what is your real name? James. Okay, and this is here they are.
You want me to play it?
Yeah, sure.
A Chicken Little. Once upon a time, there was a little Chicken Little. She thought that along came her friend Penny Penny.
really happen? Yeah. Oh, let's go tell Ducky. Ducky Lucky. The sky's falling. Oh no, really? Let's go tell the king.
They came across their friend.
Lucy, Lucy. The sky's falling. Is that really happening? So tell the king. So I'm
Now we have
Oh, really? Let's go tell the king.
they came to their friend Foxy Loxy.
Thank you.
Yep.
Foxy Loxy, the sky is falling. Really? Yeah.
Come to my cave. Come to my cave.
I'm going to.
Oh no.
Oh, no. I'm here.
Go ahead, you say it, Zoe.
Oh no, my mom said that we are now just all have to be.
Was the sky really falling?
They were excited. So now you can see here, this is just a couple of photos. There's another. Hey guys, listen for 1 minute. Listen. You'll see that there's some students that are working collaboratively using cooperation on creating the settings. And the settings kind of sat up behind the kids and they used them when they were making their shows. So these young learners are going to share some of the facts that they learned about stories. So Autumn, what are characters? Good. Johnny, what do characters do in stories? They walk and talk. You got it. Do they move, Brielle? Yeah, they do move. You're right. Jameson, the setting, what's the setting? Where it happens. And where was the setting of your story? Yep. And what was the part when we talked about the story, you all told me you liked this special thing in the illustration. What was it? The clouds. That really stuck with all of you. Oh, you didn't get to, well, hold on. We're going to do, Zoe, there's how many parts to a story? 3 parts, right? Ready? Can we show them? So CKLA, one of the engagement strategies that they suggest is having the kids do movements. So this was one of the movements that we did to help us remember the 3 parts of the story. Are you ready? So there's and Zoe, what's the biggest part of the story? Yeah, the plot. So, and the vocabulary and the language is really where the rigor is represented in here. So that was, what was the name of your story again?
Chicken Little.
Chicken Little. Nice job.
We didn't do like one of the.
No, we didn't get it. It's
All right.
Okay, after stories, we had a unit on plants, and you can see some of our highlights from our plant unit. Students learned that plants are living and that they need sunlight, water, air, and soil to grow. Then they learned about the different parts of a plant, about the roots, the stems, the leaves, the flowers, and the seeds, and how each part helps the plant to grow. Then we learned about the plant life cycle, and it begins with the seed sprouting, and it grows into a mature plant that can make new seeds. And then we wrapped up our unit by discussing why plants are so important to us, including how they give us food, oxygen, and support for all living things. So one of our culminating projects was to make a poinsettia in honor of Christmas. We made a poinsettia, we labeled the parts of the plant, and right now they're going to tell you about what the parts of the plant are and what they do. So I'll start with Adeline. Adeline, can you just turn this way a little bit? There you go. Can you tell us what the roots do? They get the food and water. Can you show us where the roots are on your plant? She drew them right under there. Yep. And Adeline, can you tell us what the stem does? Yep, to the other parts of the plant. And where is the stem on your project? There's the stem. Noah, can you tell us what the leaves do? They do make the food. And how do they make the food? By the sunlight and photosynthesis. Good. And where are the leaves on your plant? Can you point to them? Right there. Noah, finally, can you find the seeds on your plant? Right there in the middle. And how are seeds made? By the bees. And what do the bees do? The bees pollinate. How do they pollinate? They take the sweet nectar and the pollen, and what do they do with it? They bring it from flower to flower. Thank you.
Andrea bringing the house again.
All right, so friends,
Jackson, okay, great. They all do the artwork. Now I'm gonna call you individually to turn this way, okay? Wesley, you're gonna go first. So Wesley, can you face this? My name is Christina Currier, and I'm the art teacher at the Bakey School. And I'd like to introduce Wesley. He created this assemblage during recess enrichment. So I just, part of what we do in the art program is we ask questions about what they think about their art and how they feel about it. So I'm just going to ask Wesley a question. Wesley, what was your favorite part about making that? Oh, you like the buttons in the cardboard? What did you like about the cardboard? You liked it that it was bumpy and you liked the texture? Great. Well, you did a beautiful job. Do you want to turn around and show the parents your beautiful artwork? You did a great job. Thank you, my friend. All right. For Jackson. Jackson, I'm going to have you hold it up. Go. This drawing is inspired by Jean Miro, and we focused on line and texture. And one thing I like to do is ask the students about the content of their artwork. So Jackson, can you tell me a little bit about who the figure is or the person in your artwork? The person is his father. And what is your father doing in the picture? He said his father's doing construction in the picture and he's walking his dog Gizmo. So I love that he brought some personal history into it. So Jackson, if you could just turn around and show. Thank you. Miss Ava, come on over, my dear. Turn that. Let's show the parent. And now we can turn it this way. So it's going the right way, right? I'm going to put your body this way. We're going to put this way. There we go. So the piece Ava made was also done during recess enrichment, which is an opportunity for students to stay inside for one of their recesses and do special art projects with me. So Ava, tell me, we talked about how this is a found object sculpture. Can you tell me about some of the found objects in your sculpture? Okay, she liked the heart. And we talked about that found objects are just what they sound like. People make artwork about things that could just be in your house, things that you find in your house. So, what is something that you might find in your house that's in your sculpture, Ava? Buttons, good. And then we talked about these popsicle sticks, good. So, Ava did a beautiful job. I loved how she layered all her pieces and made a really impactful 3D sculpture. So, thank you, Ava. Last but not least is my friend Declan. Declan's going to hold this up. Some of you might recognize this. This is Van Gogh, Starry Night inspired. I'm going to hold it up a little better for you. This is the Van Gogh Starry Night. So let's hold it this way. Ooh, good job. Another thing we talk about is process. What was the first part of the process, Declan? Do you remember what we did first for this piece? Good. We did the moon, we did the background. And what was your favorite part about making your Starry Night walruses? Yes. So you like doing the wind and the swirls of the wind and the faces on the walruses. So thank you so much, everybody, for sharing your artwork tonight.
Thank you again to everyone who came out and we're here to support our kindergarten students. And thank you for the opportunity for letting us showcase a grade level and some of their work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I don't know how we follow that.
Yep. Good.
Christine,
That
that was amazing.
We should do that every meeting.
There might be candy and cookies to send the kids home.
Yeah.
Sugar packets.
All right, Dawn, we need to do more of that.
Yes.
Thank you. What?
Right?
Yes, she does.
Like that.
I was just saying this summer, I found so remember when our kids were in kindergarten, they used to do the full class picture, they sat them up together. I found their kindergarten one
Did you?
when I was cleaning the other day.
Oh,
That was,
can't believe you guys are graduating.
no, I like cry. I like start to cry just thinking.
Oh, yeah. That happens a lot lately in our household.
Hi.
Well, that cleared everybody out.
Huh?
That cleared out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good though.
All right. Before we move on to the next agenda item, I just wanted to make note. I have 3 board members that are not in attendance tonight. They are all excused absences. And I wanted to make a specific note. Jeremiah, he is not here because he is military duty. So it's not that he didn't want to be here. He has other obligations, and we are very, very grateful for people like him that dedicate themselves to our military and support our country. So thank you to Jeremiah. And then Ken and Maura are also not here. One is out of town on work and the other one is dealing with a health matter. So that being said, we will move on to the minutes. Do I have any action for the minutes of November 19th, 2025?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous. Thank you. All right. And just for clarifying purposes, because there are only 4 of us in attendance tonight, everything will require all 4 of us to vote in favor
Okay.
for anything to pass. If we do not all vote in favor, which totally fine, it will not pass.
Okay.
So just to clarify. Okay, man.
That off.
Oh, is Christine, I think is going to be
Okay.
just a
Okay.
minute.
Just, it was-
Manifest documents are going around. Nominations, resignations, and superintendent's report.
Nations are open. New night custodians coming on. We've had unfilled positions. We've been working correction stuff. We did bring custodian on days. Avery Karate and Eric Fisk. Don't be working yellow.
School.
High school?
Yeah.
Yep. Say that right on the sheet.
It does say it on the sheet.
So yeah, for the first. And we have, it says baking school right there. We have a new paraprofessional coming on, Jacqueline Walcott at baking school. So,
Resigning.
That was a,
excuse me, that's a resignation. Doing really well today.
Okay, so nominations, we need to accept.
yes. I make a motion
Nominations.
to accept the 2 nominations.
Second.
All right. All in favor? Unanimous. Thank you.
Quick things, I'll keep it short tonight. For the superintendent's report, the gym roof construction has begun. I think they spent a lot of shoveling.
That's unfortunate.
I'm happy about that. The pieces and parts for the Baking fire system were delivered in the last couple of days. And that will start up relatively soon. If people are paying attention to that or concerned about that, we're going to send a note out to everybody. The old system will remain operational during the entire time the new system has been in place, with the changeover happening on the vacation period, and all the construction will occur. The vast majority of construction, I should say, will occur after school or during vacation periods, or weekend. It will not disturb school day. If there's any time the system becomes non-operational, we will. Don't anticipate that happening. We did have the day yesterday. We did dismiss early yesterday, which seemed to work out okay. Our attendance was right around 80% in the district, so that's good. Considering more of that creates within families. And anybody who is not receiving messages or didn't get the message they want in particular, if you want to get the text message in the morning, which I thought they can reach directly out to me and we'll sort it out. I know some people like me didn't get the phone call this morning. Any notifications, or you want to simply get the text one, please reach out to me.
I got the text, the phone, and the email.
Yeah.
What's that?
I got the text, the phone, email.
Yeah. I like, it's interesting to get a message from yourself that's listed as spam. I get. Anybody need that? Just reach out.
All right. Thank you.
I just wanted to make a note that the band concert is next Tuesday night for the elementary schools.
Oh, fantastic.
6:00 here at the auditorium.
Here at 6:00.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you. All right. Student council representative report.
Okay, so seniors are gonna have the opportunity or if this is available, there's a form for on-the-spot admissions to the local community colleges like Northern Essex, Great Bay, and Southern New Hampshire University. But extracurricular wise, Key Club just gave out 20 Thanksgiving boxes to families. So we had all the advisories, we had clubs collect donations. We also gave away 2 frozen turkeys. That was a success. This Friday, there's a Christmas tree lighting with Fremont. We have volunteers also going there. And Saturday, there's the PTO Santa breakfast that everyone's welcome to. Besides Key Club, the student council will also be represented there. So there's a lot of engagement happening. With Sustainability Club, we just planted a lot of native phlox in the parking, not a lot. There's a little patch that's covered out by this kind of tarp-ish thing. It's so that in the spring around graduation, we're gonna have these flowers and they're a much better carbon sink than the grass. Sustainability Club also participated in the New Hampshire Environthon training. Earlier in November, we had the tree walks. We're working with UNH Extension to give students more ability to see if they would like interested in forestry careers and learn about the natural environment. And at the UNH soil competition, we had students place 13th, 14th in the state, which was fun. Student council also just attended the Waterville conference, November 13th to 14th. The conference is statewide, so you have all the student councils come and you learn teamworking, collaboration skills, you learn different projects. We did community service work, making blankets to give out to local animal shelters. And we're planning on having upcoming 12 days of caring for the fall. So we're going to do things like a winter clothing drive. During lunch, we'll be collecting change to go towards the Jimmy Fund and a variety of other, we're going to make holiday cards and snowflakes and that sort of thing. And tomorrow, the junior class is having a Texas Roadhouse fundraiser. Want to go? All the proceeds, I think, will go to their prom. So they're really hoping to get money from this.
The one in Salem.
I think it might be the one in Methuen.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's
But
on the
there's a
Methuen
flyer
Salem
on
one,
the
right?
side.
Yeah.
Science National Honor Society just had inductions. It was the first inductions the club has shown you. I think like 30 people got inducted. NHS also had inductions for their second round. Sports wise, winter sports are starting up. Bowling has a meet this Saturday. I think basketball has their first game, or boys basketball has their first game next Friday.
Probably a scrimmage.
Okay, first scrimmage, my bad. And then math team, it has a meet December 18th at Raymond. And that's everything I know about.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. Okay, do I have any subcommittee reports?
Policy and personnel for this evening had to be rescheduled due to members being absent. So I believe it'll be rescheduled for our meeting on this, before our meeting on the 16th.
Okay.
Or is that the right date? Yes.
And facilities and finance had to be rescheduled as well.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we will move on to first public comment.
Hi, Megan Doggett. I'm from Kingston. I have 2 students in the school district. I'm here tonight directing my energy, still trying to get my idea of a focus group implemented. And I would much rather at this point in December be directing my energy, actually meeting and feeling like we're starting to make a positive impact on our district. I came to the first meeting in October and November. I spoke about focus groups. The school board was totally engaged and ready to go. I left each meeting feeling really positive. We had a follow-up meeting after each one of those meetings each month. But then weeks go by and I send follow-up emails and I'm not hearing next steps. And I feel like time is going by fast. The first initiative we discussed is to focus on the budget, and February 4th is in 60 days. I came initially in June to the school board meeting. I came with concerns about the future of our district, high school programming, worried about the budget. That was 6 months ago. I suggested this group. I really believe working collaboratively with a group such as this in the school board will really help drive engagement around initiatives that are going to positively impact our school district. It's really still what I want to see happen. I'm ready to put in the effort and the work. I really want the high school to still be a place that I feel comfortable that is going to be the right spot for my children by the time they get here in a few years. So I'm here tonight just to make the comment to say I'm ready. What are the next steps?
I want to follow up because Christine was just texting me and she said, did you follow up? And I said, I thought you did. So it was a miscommunication on our part because there is a follow up and I apologize that you didn't get it because we were collaborating on that. So
okay,
I will make sure that you get that.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Getting a lot of like last minute updates right as these meetings start. The same thing happened last month. So I know everyone's busy. I totally understand trying to do the right thing and you know what I mean, be collaborative and let you guys take the lead and give the direction. But I'm still waiting.
Yeah, your due diligence is commendable.
Thank you.
And I guess is there a meeting set? Is there a date set for a meeting?
No,
Is there a reason why? Or?
we are working on it. We're trying to I have to coordinate with Christine and administrators and we're working on a specific date. It's going to be January.
I would be frustrated as well. So I appreciate you continuing to come and you know, I'm sure it'll work out.
Okay.
If there's anything I can do personally, I'll more than willing to help.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sam Olson, Kingston. I wrote mine prior to hearing this potential meeting, but I too have, after the past several meetings, grown frustrated, not because the ideas being discussed aren't good, but because we still haven't seen action that matches the words. 2 months have passed since Dawn spoke with conviction about the need for a district-wide focus group, something that finally brought together all the suggestions for improvement and the willingness to collaborate that many parents, including myself, have been asking for repeatedly. The willingness is here. You can see it in the people sitting in this room week after week, but willingness means nothing without a clear pathway to participate. At the last meeting, it was noted that recent attendances have been at the highest you've seen. That should be a turning point, not just an interesting statistic. Please build on that momentum. Last week, when different communication efforts were discussed, it was quickly pointed out that these initiatives cost money and increase the budget. Well, that may be true. We still haven't seen progress on the steps that don't cost anything. Communication and engagement don't require new spending. Meetings, email lists, Zoom listening sessions, collaborating with willing volunteers, these take time and consistent follow through, not dollars. Yet none of these basic efforts have been moved forward. This lack of proactive communication is now affecting more than just perception. It's directly impacting support for our schools with budget discussions happening now. The community should not only hear about the district when a budget is on the ballot or when taxes rise. Instead, families and residents need communication throughout the year so they understand the needs, priorities, and accomplishments of the schools. Without that consistency, the district risks being viewed as just a one line item on an inflating tax bill community members are struggling to pay, instead of being informed that this is a community investment. And when that lack of connection happens, students lose access to enrichment, growth opportunities, and essential resources. And part of fulfilling the board's responsibilities is actively educating and engaging families about how they can come support the schools during the deliberative sessions, especially with it coming up on February 4th. As the elected body charged with bringing the budget to the voters, it is the board's role to lead this effort, to make sure parents and community members understand that this is one of their most important opportunities to speak directly to the needs of their families, to their students, advocate publicly, and vote on the budget before it goes to the final ballot. If families are going to participate meaningfully, it's the board's responsibility to provide clear, consistent, and repeated communication about when the deliberative session is, why it matters, and how essential their presence is, not just one single notice buried on a webpage or an email sent a few days before. State data shows that public school spending in New Hampshire has nearly doubled, even as enrollment has dropped, and yet academic performance hasn't improved across the board. That tells us that money alone isn't enough. What we need is smart planning, community engagement, and real action. The urgency is clear. If we wait for enrollment to fall further or for outside pressures such as expanding school choice programs, vouchers, or potential state-mandated SAU consolidations to force change in our small school feel, our electives and our student opportunities could disappear. Rebuilding after that could be nearly impossible. We've seen this play out in other districts across the state. The ones that didn't act soon enough faced consolidations, program cuts, and long-term community division. We cannot become one of those examples. There's a pattern in this district of waiting for a new superintendent, waiting for someone else to take responsibility, waiting for action when something isn't right, waiting for the right moment. We don't have time to wait. Our children's needs cannot be put off in hopes of finding the perfect leader or the perfect solution. Yes, it'd be ideal for a unicorn superintendent, or if a unicorn superintendent arrived to turn the district around, but our kids don't have that luxury. They need action now, your moments now. You have a room full of parents and community members who keep showing up. They are invested, ready to help, and expecting tangible results. Inaction and talk have sufficed when the seats were empty, but it's no longer the case. The community is present, engaged, and waiting for movement. So tonight, we're asking again for the board to take visible, tangible steps. Meeting structured, parent involvement, volunteer collaboration, and clear, consistent communication are not optional. They're essential. Our students, our schools, and our future of this district depend on it. Sorry, I went over, but thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have the Zeal presentation?
What do you mean?
Are we doing the Zeal update?
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff on that.
Okay.
I sent the email to
Yep. Saw that.
today. You might not have seen it, sorry.
I got you on that.
I spent about an hour on the phone with Jeremiah today. He made some time, and I also spoke to Ken tonight on some of these things, because I'll start off with a motion first. So the first motion is to post the Zeal Leadership Profile Report and the Zeal Thank You Letter to the community on the SAU website and release it for both Kingston and Newton to post it on their websites as well.
Do we need to approve the letters first before we
I don't know.
vote to post them?
I
I think at the
Was
last, yeah,
think your motion implies that you think they're ready for posting now.
yeah, I think we had a discussion that everybody was going to take 2 weeks to provide any information to myself and Jeff from Zeal. Jeremiah was the only person that added anything.
Okay.
So my understanding is that they're good to go. But if you want to vote on that first, I can rescind that motion and make the motion to approve
I
it.
just wanted to clarify what we were doing.
So we're voting to post the letter and what else? Because it sounded like a two-part motion.
There's a letter.
There's a
and
letter
then there's a
attached.
Just
leadership
your actual profile.
Okay, so we want to post the letter and the leadership. file.
I'll amend my motion to say approve and post.
Okay.
Second.
I just wanted to make sure that we clarified that the board approved it before we voted
Sure,
to
yeah.
post it. Okay. All right, any discussion?
Mm-mm.
Suggestion, if we do have a newsletter, we do like with the school board.
Yep.
Updates, you send that to me or Christine, or I can put it together as a locker room, so we can get involved in that, but we can set it up that way.
It's going to be a link. So I think the idea is just to get it approved. And I think we posted, smoke signals, paper airplanes, however we can get it out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carrier
Right.
pigeon.
All right, any further discussion?
No, not for me.
All right, all in favor? Unanimous, thank you.
The next motion is to authorize Zeal to post the superintendent position on December 4th on Zeal's website, LinkedIn via Zeal's network, email distribution through Zeal's network, New Hampshire School Boards Association, and any means that the SAU deems appropriate.
Second.
All right, discussion?
No?
I'm happy that we're looking at tomorrow for that. That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah. So the discussion, Zeal had made the recommendation early on that we should probably get it posted around December. That leaves that winter break for most applicants to get reference letters, put together their packets, their presentations. It's a perfect time.
Mhm.
We would post it December 4th, and we would leave it open through Sunday, January 11th, 2026, at 11:59 p.m.
It's a short window. Do they think that that's enough time?
Yeah.
Okay.
It does. We can always extend it,
Okay.
but it sort of works into this timeline that I'll get to in a minute.
I was gonna say, it looks like it's a good.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with the timeline. I just, as a hiring manager,
I think everybody right now in education, like right now is the time, like people have already been sending out like, hey, come apply here. So I think everybody's looking, now is the time. I think people are going to either apply or not. So I don't think we need to absorb it.
So Jeff said the same thing.
I completely
Yep.
agree with that.
sounds good to me. Hey, shorter timeline, the better.
All right, so all in favor? Unanimous, thank you.
Yep.
Yes, thank you.
And then I'll make a motion to spend $2,500 on the posting on the American Association of School Administrators. That's a nationwide posting. It's a recommendation of Zeal.
Second.
Okay, discussion? All right, all in favor? Unanimous.
All right, and then that's the end of the motions. The update, I don't know if we'll have to adopt this, but I wanted to have a quick discussion on it. The calendar is aggressive, but the calendar is in line with some of the members' comments to me, members of the board, saying that they would like to take part in the interview process and ultimately appointing a superintendent before the elections in March 10th. In order for that to happen, and I'll go through some of this, I apologize, the public doesn't have it, but I'll just go through some of the dates. We would post the position tomorrow, which sounds like we're going to do. That would remain open until January 11th at midnight. Around January 26th, Zeal will present a slate of about 8 to 10 candidates to this board. They will whittle down a lot of the applications that they get based upon the information that the communities have provided and the board has provided in building that leadership profile. February 5th and February 6th, whatever the preferences of the board, we should probably split it over 2 days. We would do semifinal interviews with the school board. And that would be about 5 to 7 candidates split over 2 days to sort of get down to ultimately 2 to 3 candidates on February 10th or February 11th. On Sunday, February 15th, and that's the date we picked due to the winter break through February 21st through the 28th. And again, we're working backwards from that February 9th date. We would have a meet and greet, most likely, hopefully in this building, ideally 2 or 3 rooms. The finalist candidates would be available to the public, the communities. They will give their own presentations to the public, whoever's in their rooms. They will be available for question and answering. And anyone who comes to that event would be able to submit survey results. Sort of, we'll have some questions for a survey for your input in the candidates that you meet with. It would be a rotating schedule, so you can meet with all 3. And then we would have that information to work off of as a board to help make our decision. And then we would meet in special session on March 9th to appoint that candidate. I spoke to both Jeremiah and Ken today about this. I went through it with them. My number one question to them was, is the March 9th important to you, right? Jeremiah said it was because of all the actions that have and both Jeremiah and Ken, I should say, said that I could share this. So Jeremiah said that it was important because of all the actions that have occurred during his tenure on the board. He would like to make sure that he's here to see through this next chapter. Ken said he was okay with the timeline as well. But if we had to run into April, although not ideal, he would be okay with that. Running into April pushes it back, obviously, and it may affect our candidate pool because we would be looking at like a July 1st start. Mm-hmm. So it's an aggressive timeline. The dates, the 2/5, 2/6, the 2/10, 2/11 aren't set in stone, but I wanted to at least get something in front of everybody so we can at least get our calendars set, sort of maybe block out those days. Mm-hmm. I think everybody would want to be engaged, right? But Jeff feels this is very doable. Heather, to your point, he didn't feel like January 11th was not a long enough window. He thought, I asked the same question and I thought maybe we should go to the end of January, but he said, like you're going to get the bulk of your applications in the first couple weeks and then you'll have some stragglers at the end. But he felt like, it's a pretty good window. So,
okay. I'm happy with an aggressive calendar as long as we think we can get good candidate. And I know that's what we have Zeal to help us with, but yeah. I just know at least in the human services field, we've had positions open for a very long time with 0 hits. So just, I know it's a very different type of position, but yeah, I'm hoping this timeline works. I'm being optimistic, but it worries me.
I also like the early March date because it locks someone in. And we don't have it gives us less chance of losing someone to another district, another offer, because they have more time to interview other places. Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I think that's not a bad plan.
Don, do you think we need to vote on this timeline or do you?
I don't think this requires a vote. No, this is a tentative timeline that the board's looking to use.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would ask is that you look at the 2/5, 2/6 dates. I think we're going to need.
What days of the week are those?
Those are Thursday and a Friday.
Yeah.
I just checked my work.
And what times of day are you looking?
It's like on the you're probably going to be all day.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be an all day thing.
2 days. All right.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
2 days will be tough, but
it's going to be very tough. I don't know if I can. I'll have to figure it out with work.
Okay. And then the 210 or 211 would probably be one day, right? Of whichever day works.
That's the follow, and that's
Yeah.
the follow.
So I think
And that's a,
request that Jeff is really like, we need to sort of lock in those days. It's not going to impact the posting at this point, but it's going to impact the community engagement. Because if we do have somebody from outside of the state, you know, they're going to have to arrange for travel. Oh, that's another question too. Are we okay as a board to reimburse potential candidates that we choose as finalists, travel expenses, normal travel expenses that we would get beforehand? Yeah,
Yeah.
we would get them beforehand.
Yeah.
First class, you know, I think there's only 2 hotels. There's a Hampton Inn around here and there's something else. Per diem,
Yep.
you know, like straight per diem for meals. I think it would help our candidate pool if we would agree to do that.
had a consultant once rent a Mustang.
Yeah, I mean, I think we would pre-approve everything.
Yep.
But I just want to make sure we're aligned. Ken and Jeremiah both said they were okay with that.
Yeah, so just looking at the calendar, the 5th and the 6th is a Thursday, Friday, the 10th and 11th is a Tuesday, Wednesday, just for if certain days of the week.
Yeah, if you look at your calendars and you have dates that work better, just send them to me, you know, and then I'll try to work with you. I think with the break, that's
Yeah.
what's throwing a wrench into where break is in there. That wipes out 2 weekends and an entire week.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, I can make those work.
I think that's it. That's all I really have. An update. I mean, I think it's moving along, very quickly. I will say I was asked to be a reference for Zeal. And the only reason I'm saying this is because I spoke to somebody who was, thinking about engaging with them, and they had spoken to somebody who had completed the process with Zeal. And they had nothing, but glowing things to say, sort of echoing I'll speak for myself. What I've seen from Zeal is proactive. They're a driving force. They are driving us to move quickly. They are very good at information gathering. They're very good at the follow-up. And what I'm very excited about is the part of this process is they provide a 30, 60, 90-day work session with the incoming superintendent, of course, to be reviewed by the board. So there's some follow-up after we do select a candidate. And that person did share with me that was very valuable, at least the feedback that they got. So far, so good, in my opinion.
Great.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. All right. Christine, assessment results.
She's otherwise engaged.
Oh, she's around the corner.
Christine.
Your turn. I know.
They got over there. They got good stuff over there.
You want water?
They have sandwiches, cookies.
Sandwiches.
Dr. Dawson, I may need your computer. Sorry about that.
Problem is my dongle's in my office.
Oh, okay.
You need somebody to leave it down.
And my slides are gone. Hold on. It's okay. I know that everyone has it. It won't let me present. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think he needs a dongle. His Mac.
You need a what?
Yeah. Don't let me.
Send it to us.
Yes, yeah, it's in your school board drive. Would you mind? That would be great. Thank you. Thank you. That way people can see it.
You need the school board drive, right?
Correct, yes.
It's the SRSD assessment in our packet for tonight.
Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome.
Yep. Got it.
Wonderful, thank you. I brought my dongle, but no such luck.
What is it called?
Dongle.
Those dongles.
Ever heard?
Yeah.
The Mac term for the connector between it.
Just.
Thank you.
Yeah.
On.
Thank
Take a
you.
minute.
So let's see if it does it. Maybe. I'll see. Nope. Won't do it.
It won't present from the PDF. Well, at least you
No.
can share, you can share the screen and at least
Yeah.
scroll through that. right?
Yeah,
It's better than
yes,
that.
that's fine. Thank you.
Mike, was this yours? No, this is mine, right?
Everybody? Hi, good evening. Thank you for having me. I am here tonight to present the Sanborn Regional School District's assessment data for the 24-25 school year. And this information in here that's included, everything from DIBELS to New Hampshire SAS, as well as SATs, is everything that we have to report out to the state and how we're measured as a school district. Before I begin, I would actually like to thank all of the students, the staff, for everything from our teachers, our interventionists, our coordinators, our leaders that made this possible. We've made a lot of wonderful gains this year, and we do have some room for growth as well, but I wanted to recognize all of their hard work and efforts. Okay. So first and foremost is our DIBELS screener, and DIBELS measures our early literacy skills, so such as phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, and comprehension. They actually showed some strong growth across all grade levels. Kindergarten made the largest gains. They went from 20% at the beginning of the year to 80%, reflecting effective early literacy instruction. First grade also showed a major improvement. They went from 44% at the beginning of the year to 71% at the end of the year. Grades 2 to 5 demonstrated steady upwards trends, indicating that the core instruction, those CKLA routines, which you saw earlier today with kindergarten, the WIN, which is the what I need block, those interventions and progress monitoring, are successfully closing the skills gaps. Overall, more students are reaching grade level benchmarks, strengthening their decoding, fluency, and comprehension. Now we're going to move on to some of our performance data, and this is the Memorial School, and this is the New Hampshire State Assessment. And students in grades 3, 4, and 5 take the ELA and math, and you will see grade 5 also takes the science assessment. So here you can see grade 3. We have what's green and what's blue. So that's the proficient or above proficiency level. They have a solid performance in grade 3, 48% in ELA, and then 58% in mathematics. Grade 4 excels with 71% in ELA, and then an exceptional 90% in mathematics. I'll say it again, 90% of our students are proficient in grade 4 math, which is our current 5th graders.
That's what I was going to ask. Was this data from last year?
That is data from last year, correct? Yes. The state takes a little while to give us some information
Can
sometimes.
you just hold on this slide for the next like 3 meetings?
90% for our current 5th graders.
90% in mathematics for our current 5th graders. Yes.
Amazing.
So this is far surpassing the state's 42% proficiency. So clearly this is highlighting an area of strength for us.
So even in the third grade
Yes.
was still doing better than the state average.
That is correct. Yes. which I have a whole slide a little bit later on that compares the Sanborn district to the state average as well. So moving on to grade 5. Overall, the ELA proficiency is 54%. And then math is at 50%. Science remains the greatest area of need at 30% proficiency. Now we're going to move on to the middle school. And again, this is the SAS assessment. So in grades 6 and 7, and 8th grade's on its own slide. So in grades 6 and 7, grade 6, 51% of students are proficient in ELA and 31% in math. In grade 7, 58% of students are proficient in ELA and 54% in math. So ELA is showing a steady growth from 6th to 7th grade, and math demonstrates notable improvements in grade 7. And then obviously grade 6, those performance highlights need to be targeted for some support in mathematics. Grade 8. Looking at grade 8, students are performing at 45% proficiency in ELA and 23% in math and 33% in science. And for some reason, science has disappeared, but that's okay. With math showing the greatest need for support. Now, looking at the high school, this is the SAT information. Our SAT ELA performance increased from 45% last year, so that's from the 23-24 school year, to during the 24-25 school year, they went to 65%, showing strong growth in literacy initiatives. In contrast, math proficiency remains stagnant at 19%, highlighting a critical need for targeted interventions, professional development, and some additional resources. Bless you. Advanced placement tests. You can see here that we have students right here. This is our data from last year, and that's 93%. So it's the percentage of total students with AP scores 3 or above. What you will notice here on the right-hand side, under the school summary, you'll notice that we actually have students that our numbers for AP tests have declined. Well, why is that? As more students choose dual enrollment or CTE pathways and other alternative college credit opportunities, we're going to naturally see fewer and fewer students take those AP exams. These expanded options obviously give the students multiple ways to earn college credit while exploring career interest and personalizing their learning. So as a result, while the total number of AP students and exams have decreased over the past several years, what's important to note is students who do opt into taking the AP exam tend to be those most committed to AP coursework, which then ultimately contributes to the increased percentage of students scoring a 3 or above, as you can see there. So we went from, in 2021, we went from almost 43% of students scoring a 3 or above. Now in 2025, we have 93% of students scoring a 3 or above.
Am I allowed to make a comment on that? I know it looks like there's not many last year, but this year there's a lot more kids taking APs.
How many students are taking AP?
I know we only have 2 AP classes, right?
Yeah.
We have and then A push. And last year there was 4 kids in my A push class, but now in this upcoming year, I think there's 2 just full A push classes. So
Right.
Please keep the classes.
That's correct. Yes. Thank you for pointing that out. So moving on to how do we look as a district? How did we perform last year? So for the 24-25 school year, Sanborn Regional School District showed growth across all assessed areas. ELA increased from 48% in 2024 to 56%, slightly above the current state average of 55%. Math improved from 40% to 44%, exceeding the state average of 42%. Science rose from 31% to 34%, though still below the state average of 38%, but we are catching up. So these results highlight solid progress in ELA and math, while science remains obviously an area needed to target support and focus on some improvement. To support ongoing growth in science, new programs and textbooks aligned with the national standards, the next gen standards, are looking to be purchased. And that way students have high quality standards aligned materials, regardless of who their teacher is. This investment will strengthen instruction, provide engaging resources, and help close the gap between Sanborn's current performance and that state average. So just some highlights of what we talked about. That achievement in ELA from 24 to 25 went up 8%. Grade 4 went up 20% from where they were as third graders. And then from 2021 to 2025, as a district, went up 5%. In mathematics, from 24 to 25, we went up 4%. Grade 4, 29%, which is amazing. 2021 to 2025, we went up 16% as a district. And here for science, from 24 to 25, we went up 3%. Grade 5 went up 3%. And from 2021 to 2025, we went up 6%. And I went through some goals for growth in ELA, including proficiency and what we want to look at by 6%, strengthening literacy across all grade areas for improvement. And that includes vocabulary across content areas, et cetera, especially at grades 6 through 12. Making sure that we sustain the growth that our current fifth graders have, making sure that they don't just rest on the laurels of what they did last year, that growth is actually maintained. Same applies for mathematics. Continue growth to reach 50% in math proficiency. Raise high school proficiency to 40% and maintain that growth in fourth grade again. And using data cycles to target intervention, especially at the middle school, high school, and then helping to utilize those resources for those interventions to show those pieces of growth. For science, we're looking really to boost proficiency with the next gen science standards, reaching 40% proficiency. Looking to support those underperforming groups of students and fill in those gaps as science spirals. And then maximizing those resources, help training our teachers and utilizing those materials once that we have a new program put in place. And that was a lot, but hopefully that's it. Questions?
Thank you, Christine.
So,
Oh, yes.
If you're gonna try to raise the science data, how is there any way to get like classes like Chem 2 back? Or any more of the chemistry classes that are just all left?
Correct. So our hope is, and that's where it is, a proper instructor is going to be necessary for us to find. We had to, unfortunately, with chemistry, the section of chemistry, and put students on VLAX and things like that. Yes, our hope is to continue to look for a proper instructor.
So next year it will decrease. We don't have like Chem 1, Chem 2, or anatomy.
We do have students who take those courses. Yes.
this is what.
Yeah, just a quick count for what someone asked about or mentioned. I think we have 33 kids taking AP classes this year, unless I missed one. And a quick count between Running Start and Southern New Hampshire classes, it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 77.
Wow.
The kids that were in the chemistry class where we lost the instructor, I'm not sure where they're hiding in online lab classes. They're showing up differently in the schedule, I guess. So it's about 75 people taking college classes here, and then we have a certain number of kids that take multiple courses in Northern Essex as well during the day. And we actually will have a student, I believe this year, will receive an associate's degree from Northern Essex prior to high school graduation.
That is correct.
Based on the hard work that kid's done at Northern Essex. So she's an amazing kid.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Christine.
Christine, thank you. Presentation. I would just like to publicly say thank you, because what most of the people at home and in the room don't know is, besides this full-time job that Christine does, she has wore many hats over the last several months, and jumped in many areas. I just like to publicly say thank you very much for all the work.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Christine.
you.
All right,
That was really great to see.
that was.
Yeah. New narrative.
All right. Since policy personnel did not meet tonight, we are tabling the policies.
Yes.
So we will move on to the last agenda item, which is school board goals. I think everyone has had them to look at them. Does anyone have any?
I make a motion to approve school board goals 2025 or 2026.
Okay.
Second.
Right. Just so that the public is aware of what they are, during discussion, I'll just do a quick read over for them. So goal 1, and these will be, our goals always get posted, correct? Phyllis, do our goals usually get posted? Okay, fantastic. So I'll just do the quick, the goals and the specific, target area for each one. And the rest of how we measure them, we wrote them as SMART goals. So how they'll be measured, achieved, how they're relevant and time bound, that will all be posted. So goal 1, improve academic achievement, growth and readiness. Increase student proficiency in literacy, math and science through aligned curriculum, evidence-based instruction, consistent assessments, and targeted interventions, which goes right along with what Christine just presented. Goal 2, expand in-district pathways and student opportunities, develop new academic, technical, and enrichment programs to reduce reliance on out-of-district options. Goal 3, strengthen district culture, staff retention, and well-being, improve staff culture, wellness, and retention across all employee groups. Goal 4, improve community engagement, trust, and transparency, enhance communication and partnership with families, staff, students, and the community. And then we had a standalone operational goal for the superintendent search was to complete an inclusive, transparent superintendent search that identifies a leader whose vision and strengths align with the district's academic, cultural, operational, and community goals. Are there any other comments? Okay, all in favor? Unanimous. Thank you. Okay, we will move on to second public comment. All right. Okay, if there is no other public comment, next meeting of the Sanborn Regional Budget Committee will be held on Thursday, December 4th, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. right here in the library at the Sanborn Regional High School. The next meeting of the Sanborn Regional School Board will be held Wednesday, December 17th, 2025, 7 p.m. Again, right here. Huh? Oh, I think it should be 6 p.m. in the library at the Sanborn Regional High School. It's all right. I missed it too, and I looked at it. All right. We will move. Someone would like to move us into non-public session?
I make a motion to move us into non-public RSA 91-A semicolon 3 Roman numeral 2 A B C E I L.
Do I have a second?
So, second.
Thank you. All right. Roll call in. Heather?
Yes.
Micah?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
And myself, yes. All right, we will take a quick, you guys want to take a quick break?
Yes,
And then
please.
we will come right back.
Motion. Favorite.